Market barely just opened, and I got nothing to do, so I'm trading. And I'm trying to just take out every single scalp I see, and actually just taking profits, not really moving stuff until it's actually ready to move it, justifiable to move it, not tested into something so interiorly that it puts you off. I think it's fine if you're taking like 20 trades a day, but when you're taking a couple and you keep getting break even, I just don't really think it's worth. Uh, just keep going break even, going to the smallest thing. It's very justifiable though. That's the thing about it. It's like you test into something that you shouldn't reverse off of, go break even. But all of my trades today would have been a lot more um, if I just kind of just let them be. I think with the risk being so small, you do kind of have to make a bit of a sacrifice. Do I just straight up either win or lose? Do I break even, miss out on a lot of trades? That's fine. That's the way I prefer, kind of, is going break even straight away. But that was when I was getting so many trades in a day, not 2 to 3, because right now it's about how many I'm getting, about 2 to 3 trades. So there needs to kind of be a bit of a main or middle footing that I need to come up with. Um, because today a trade on, I'm not going to move this, either it gets that or it doesn't. Today's trade on the Russell, I took a trade, where are we? Yeah, so I took a trade here, this was first trade. My stop loss is here above all time highs, right? I got break even on this one, around here. Right, not really giving it too much, all because we tested something really internal. And then took a re-entry off of this candle. When actually I was trailed very aggressively. This is just a bit of a stupid trail. I didn't really give it anything to breathe, any room to breathe. So that ended up getting me out for a very small profit. But not really letting things breathe. It's either you keep doing this, taking small profits, getting every single re-entry, because I could have got that re-entry, but I got frustrated and left, right? But the moral of the story is, I think if your stop loss compensates for something, more often than not, a win or lose mentality is always going to be a better option. Because today, for example, look at this big move that I missed out on. The market would have shot 9.15, so it would have got me out around here anyway. But if I was in that first one there and I just left it, as about 6 harder. And then the same thing with the YM trade, the Dow. Sorry, I was just looking at stop loss sizes. Thing with the Dow. Where was it? Yeah, I think it was Dow, right? I got in at this candle, stop loss here. So anything below that is realistically, it's gone anyway, right? But I trailed so aggressively, got stopped out here. I think my stop loss was a bit smaller. I think I got about 2.15 R. 2.15 R. And yeah, just trading very aggressively, missing out on what could have been a really good move, right? Because if I was just waiting for swings, ranges to be put in, realistically I should have been trailed here. Once a new range gets put in, once we close the high, and then I should have been trailed here. Same thing, once we close this, and then I could have trailed here. Same thing, once we close this, can trail here. And just keep going, right? I would end up getting trailed out here. Not here, sorry. Here. For a lot more profit. Like, so much more profit. But I'm not giving things the benefit of the doubt. Missing out on big trades. And then I've also got the mentality of trading too fast as well. So there needs to be a bit of a level, a middle foot in. That trade just end. I got us the profit. Yeah, I need to find us a middle foot in. I let things go and don't trail too early. It's the thing is, you always catch yourself doing it. You know you're trading too early. You know you're a lot of times going break even. When realistically, unless you're getting a trade immediately off of that a bit higher, and your stop loss actually compensates, a lot of the time, very, very small internal things, if you're letting that blind the bigger picture and you're getting out for break even, when, let's say I got in something like here, and I don't know, we tested this order book, not the lie. If it was the lie and we failed the lie, it'd be break even. That's fine. But we're seeing an order block of potentially if we close this high, the order block's here, and we're seeing that, and we're holding here, and we're break even, and we're coming up to here, and it's just jumping down. We're not really giving it any sort of shot to even take a good trade. If anything, I'd rather just not be in it if I'm going to go break even that fast. And that's kind of where some of my trades are now, right now, because I've had a conflicted mindset for months now, because my stop losses used to be this small. And I used to get like the midpoint of the candle, so it'd be even smaller than that. So for me, taking that profit there, 1.84, that's fine. So even if I'm trailed like here or something, or wherever, it's almost 1R, so that's fine. But when my stop losses are a lot bigger, around above its high, midpoint of this candle, if I was going for a short here, and we're testing to something like this, maybe even just the high of this here, and then I'm going break even, I'm giving it absolutely nothing. And then at the same time, I'm getting pissed once it closes a low and break even, knowing full well it's going to come up, and then it comes up. It might not even come all the way up, but I'm trailed a bit further down, like here. It gets me out, doesn't go to break even, and then goes down. It feels like you're in a bit of a can't win scenario. So I think it even needs to be the stop loss is smaller, and I go completely back to the scalps where, if anything, I could have just taken profit there for 2.68. Because my stop loss is all the way up here, sometimes it doesn't feel worth it. You know, and you're trying to play for the bigger moves, you're trying to get it down. But scalping realistically should just be target to target, small stop losses, small ranges, something like things I used to do if this was not highs or whatever and we didn't really test into anything. These would be my type of stop losses. I'd go for a midpoint of a candle, stop loss at the low. This becomes worth it. Something like this, 4R, becomes absolutely worth it. So, you know, I don't know, I think something has to get sorted out. Because right now the stop losses would be, I wouldn't go for something this big, but let's say it was down here, my stop loss would probably be, for example, this trade was different, I did just have it here. Because realistically, if we're failing this, we're going down to here, potentially down to here. So this is something I did good here. Going back to the old things here, came down to this range, swept it, hammer candle, clear direction of going up. Stop loss shouldn't be any bigger than that. 2 weeks ago, my stop loss would be like this big, maybe even a bit bigger. This, where my target was, never really becomes worth it. But then at the same time, I'm trailing too early, so none of it's really following through the way it should do on paper, because I'm not letting things run. Because I have the mentality of, okay, my stop loss is this small, I don't have to let it run, because at that point, like, you've got so much in profit, 3.61, and we did actually get all the way to this target. I did enter a bit higher, maybe about 4R, but that's a lot of profit. It's already 4R, so trailing fast and aggressively is fine. It really is, but trailing aggressively when your stop loss is this big, and you're trading aggressively and you might get the 0.5R or something, you gotta get like 5 trades just for it to actually be worth doing that. Like, yeah, if you did that and you got 0.5 every time, you did 5 trades a day, you're getting 2.5R. But you're gonna lose, and every single time you take a loss, you gotta get 2 trades just to get back to break even, because you're trading too fast. And then you're watching things like, oh, I trailed for 0.5R, and you look back on it and your trade goes all the way up to here and you missed out on 4R, and that keeps happening. And then getting frustrated at the market, when realistically, whose fault is it? Not the market, it's you. So it's kind of been the battle lately. I've been getting better again, with a lot of my trading. Trading, my trading hasn't changed. It's got 10 times better, but it's a lot of the logic flow in going break even, and the logic flow in how big the stop losses are, because I tried switching it up and having bigger stop losses, playing for a bigger move, didn't work out for me. And then I got stuck up in 2 minds, of having a big stop loss trailing too fast, getting like 0.1R every trade because I'm trading so early, because my stop losses at some point were like this big, and I'm trading something so aggressively like this, getting 0.1R. It's like, what are you doing? How much of an idiot are you to do this? Whereas there was nothing wrong with my old setup. I was really good at scalping, really good. Doing something like this would be fine. 0.86, yeah, I don't care, I'd move on, go for another trade, because you keep getting them, right? You just keep getting them, you keep trailing. You know, you're getting about 4R in just some 2 moves, and then you're sweeping, you're not closing, hammer candle down, you're taking another one, you're getting trailed out at wherever the first thing is here. So we swing into here, you either just take the profit or you just get trailed out. It's just so easy to get profit scalping. But I'm in 2 minds still of having, potentially, in my opinion, still, the stop loss is still too big sometimes. In some trades, you know, if it comes down to here, it's coming down to here. It's trying to avoid a loss for no reason, and minimizing how much profit you could make in a small amount of time. Because some days I look at it and I'm like, well, me 6 months, 7 months ago, maybe honestly like 8 months at this point, maybe even 10 months, would have ended some of these days with like 70 to 80R. Instead, I'm leaving some days with 1R, because my stop losses are so big, and then I'm trailing as aggressively as I did as a scalper. There's no middle footing. And I've got the mindset of, it doesn't matter how big your stop loss is, if something interiorly is failing, why would I still be in the move? For example, I'll go in here, we tested here, right? If anything is going to flip us down, it's going to be here, and we're going to come all the way down. going break even there, regardless how big your stop loss is, in my opinion, is completely justifiable. So this is why bigger stop losses for me do not work, because I'm not going to give it room for a long-term trade, because I trade based off of a 1 minute and a 5 minute and a 15-minute time frame where I'm going break even really fast. I could potentially get break even, but if I don't get break even, I'm not going to get anywhere near close to my target because I'm still trailing like I do in a scalp. You know? I'm trailing aggressively. I'm getting 0.3R. I'm getting 10, 20 wins in a row. Getting 3 to 6R, but then I'm taking 1 or 2 losses in that. And it just doesn't make it worth it. Because when you take the losses, a whole 1R. When you take wins at 0.1R, 0.2R, maybe 0.3R, it's like you got to get so many wins just to compensate for a loss doing this. Whereas scalping was like, oh, I took this trade. Realistically, why should we go any lower? Oh, we got a big candle up, let's trial. Oh, here's the thing it can flip at. Oh, didn't flip? Okay, well, let's trial. Right, we've already made 3R. Whereas we're doing that with the same size stop loss I had a month ago on capital.com, and having a stop loss like, but honestly, it was something absurd like this big. Honestly, maybe even bigger, and I'm not gonna let myself off the hook here because it generally would have been bigger. There's been times where it was honestly maybe that big. I don't know, because fair enough if I'm playing exteriorly, but I never let things go exteriorly anyway, so there was no point in this. And doing something like that and trading here was what for 0.16R. Is there a point? No. And another thing to add on to that is, how much profit did I just get there? I was in a bit higher, about here, and we took that 3.71R. Okay, how far would it have to go with the same size stop loss I had 2 months ago? Around 100, maybe 150. We'll be generous and just go 100. What was it actually? It was 3.71. To get 3.71R, I'm asking for a miracle. Honestly, a miracle. This is why long-term trades don't work for me, because it doesn't seem worth it. It's so not worth it. I made so much money scalping. Why am I going to sit here doing exterior trades? You know, it doesn't seem worth it. So I'm just primarily going back to scalping. Primarily, I can't even say that word. But you get the point. Capping myself for no reason. I made a ridiculous amount of money doing it for 3 years, or ever how long I was doing it. 4 years. Yeah, about 4 years. Maybe 5 years scalping. It's only just last year I've turned into. I've turned not bad. Logically and trading wise, not bad. Just on paper. It's like having really good genetics at the gym, but not knowing how to train or eat. That's kind of what I'm doing. For no reason. And you know what you should do. So we're just going back to it, because today would have been, like I say, a ridiculous amount of our money. 2 great trades, 2 break evens, and a small loss, I think. I don't really remember. Very small loss if it was. And it could have been 30, 40 or. So yeah, it's going straight back to scalping. Just straight back to scalping. taking every position that's logical, and go in break even fast because that's what I'm comfortable with. Because my stop losses are small, not having a medium slash big size stop loss, going break even or trailing for 0.1R, when if I was scalping I could have been trailed for 1, maybe 2R, and it becomes worth it. I've always had the mentality of, if I had 2 losses every day, I'd rather lose them within a snap of the fingers in a good position that I could get 10R out of in a second, opposed to taking a trade, dragging it out for the long run just to find out you lost anyway, and knowing if it went right I would have got 2R, maybe 1R. So it doesn't seem worth it. I think when you're trying to make something fast, and that's where I came from, having to make money fast, trying to go to something that doesn't seem logical to me is capping me for no reason. So that's what I've been thinking about. I did use 2-hour incline walks at the gym because I can't run right now because my knee hurts really bad. So that's honestly just all I think about every time I'm walking. Just, what can we change? What can I change to maximize profits again? And the answer is always right in front of you. Was there anything wrong with with my old way? Absolutely not. I took maybe 1, 2, 3 losses. Honestly, there was a phase where I didn't take a loss for months. So clearly there was nothing wrong there. So why did I randomly go 2 big stop losses? It's not, in my opinion, it's not even relaxing. I'd rather be locked in centimeters away from my monitor, looking at every single candle uptick, downtick, over. Yeah, okay, I'm in now. I'll leave it. Go outside. I don't go on my phone. I was about to say go on my phone. Go outside, do something random, learn something, and let the trade play out and potentially get 2R when I could just get 2R in 2 minutes or lose in 1 minute. Whereas if I was to win on a long-term trade, it's going to take hours. Vice versa, if I was to lose, it's going to take hours to get there. It's painful both ways. It's like ripping a band-aid off. You do it far quick and easy, it's not really going to be that bad. If you tear it off slowly, it's going to be painful. So that's what scalping always was. You get in, you either lose immediately, or you're in and you've got 4, 5, 6R, whatever. This is how you grow your accounts really fast. And the thing is as well, is you just switch up. You switch it all up. You think I'd risk like, for example, I got a fresh account, let's say a 150k account, or in your guys' case is a 50k. I'm scalping. I'm not just risking $75, $100 scalping off the get go. I'm risking $25, $30, maybe even, depends what time I'm trading, maybe a bit less. Look at this. I'd be risking $8 if I took something this aggressive. $8 to potentially make $40. You know, it seems very worth it. Whereas, does this seem worth it? Not really, because you're taking a loss, you're losing double the amount. Or obviously, this is just a random comparison or whatever, but it doesn't seem worth it to me. I'd rather risk less, lose in a second, have 3, 4, 5 attempts a day because I'm risking less, over 1 to 2 attempts a day to get 0.4 at the end of the day and go, yeah, it was a crap day. I wonder why. And you look back on it and go, my entry was so good. If I just scalped, I would have got 7R instead. but I didn't. And that's where I've been the last 2 weeks, since I came back to Top Step. Every trade I look at, I'm like, that honestly perfect entry. For example, right, I don't know, let's have a little, what's this, Nasdaq? A little random trade here. Let's say, oh, we close these lows, we're coming up to this, we're failing these highs, we're sweeping, okay, well, we failed the high again, I've got in here, my stop loss is here, or maybe a bit higher, just a tad bit higher, just in case it sweeps. And I'm getting a perfect entry. I'd probably get trolled out somewhere around. No, I would have probably just been trolled out this low here, to be honest. But it's 2R. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm trading this fast, but then my stop losses are here. We're compensating for this, plus there's a daily level here, so I'd probably compensate for that. But like, if it goes past that, we're gone anyway. Or wouldn't I just rather just go, okay, I'll compensate for the sweep. It comes here, it's gonna come here, and potentially, if we're closing these anyway, we're most likely gonna try and close this and go up to here and come up to here. So does anything about having the stop loss up here is that logical? Not really. It's just afraid of, in my sense, it's not afraid of losing, because I really just couldn't care less. As in, this is what it is for me. I don't care about losing money. I care about losing performance, which makes 0 sense. 0 sense, because how can you not care about losing money, but you care about losing a percentage of how many times you win a trade versus lose a trade? It makes 0 sense to me. But I've been struggling with that for months now. It's got 10 times better. 10 times better. But it could still be better. 10 times better. But anyway, I've been waffling about that for a while. Almost 30 minutes into the recording, and you've only seen one trade here, so I do want to still get some scalps in here, because that is literally the aim of the video. So anyway, we close this on the 1 minute. We didn't close it on the 5. Meaning we close it on the 1 minute, so we can still hold down here. And still hold down here. Lowest fair value gap, order block. Won't even have the order block on my screen because I know it's there, and it's just below that fair value gap. What we could do, if it looks like it's going to hold well, maybe potentially creates a hammer candle like this candle. We can try the long up because we did close on the 1 minute time frame. Or what we do here is we failed the high right now. We failed the high right now. If we wasn't to test down to here, we've tested into the gap now, so that could be a bit of a red flag if we're scalping. Tested into the 5 minute gap, so this could be the first place after the high. We didn't close the high, so that's not really anything I would talk about. But the first place it can hold is the fair value gap, and then the order block, and then you've got the lower time frame stuff inside. So we've tested into that now. So this could bring us up, sweep these, close the high, go up. So the scalp becomes a bit more of a lower quality, but still one, if it looks good, I'd be willing to take. I'd deem it as like an 8, 7 out of 10. Or we can not get the scalp until we come up to here, because what I was going to say here, close the low, order blocks here, take something off the order block, stop loss above the higher. Or what we can do is we can wait for, maybe it comes up, sweeps, rejects again, gives us double confirmation it isn't going higher. But I think if we come all the way back up to here, it does look like we're going higher. So the only scenario I'd be comfortable with really is probably the order block testing and going down and not going for the sweep. Because you have to look into the future and go, if we come up to here again, does it look like it's going to go down? Probably not. If this candle went all the way up to here, big up candle, and was hovering around here, does it really look like it's going down? No. If anything, if I was scalping and I was here for it, I wouldn't have got anything anyway. But let's say we close this low and this candle didn't dump down and we failed this higher, I would be so fine with taking a trade off this order block, stop loss up here. But we didn't, we dumped straight down, and that's before anything's happened, right? When you take a trade after something's happened and then it returns back up to where you want it to go, it normally looks like it's failing at that point. That's why, in my opinion, the scalps are really good, because you're getting it before anything happens. Whereas when you're waiting for something to happen, and then you're getting in, and then we're looking at the 5 minute and going, well, this looks like a piece of shit now. Well, then why do we keep doing it? So the 5 minute, 15 minute, if it comes back up to here, and here, does it really look like the short's in play? Not really. So, and then we're getting a hammer candle coming in to the 5 minute order block right there. Where would I rather take a trade? Where do you think it's gonna be here? This would be, in my opinion, I would prefer this, and I have my stop loss down here, just below the low, and then we can take it up to this, or take it up to this, because the thing is here, is this the first place it can flip? We can go break even off of that. But if we're failing to go down, should we not come up to this order block here? Or sorry, this higher. So like I said, look at the 5 minute. 5 minutes creating a hammer candle go higher. If we're gonna, I need to put a stop loss in here. If we're gonna come up now, we've come into here, there's no reason to go lower unless we're failing and going all the way down. Because that's the thing, right? You try this at the 1 minute order block or the sweep, it shouldn't realistically get that low unless we close the higher, you know? So I think be fine with getting something high up if you're scalping, if it looks like it shouldn't go any lower. Vice versa, if it looks like it should go lower, don't get in too high. Whereas in this scenario, creating a hammer candle here, if we fail this hammer candle and come all the way down, do I really think it's going to hold here? Probably not. So yeah, we closed this, or we're going to close it. Oh no, sorry, we did already close it. So we can come back down to my entry before going up here. So you've got two scenarios or two options here. You could, maybe the next candle opens and we get above this high, you can go break even because you've already tested down, or you just wait for it to test up to here. It's entirely up to you. God knows what just happened now. That's good. That's something you hate to see. It's probably just some random news that's done us in. What I was literally about to say is it looks good to go break even because in theory we tested, we closed and we tested down. Break even there would have been good. I've unfortunately not been able to do that at all. It's too late to try and go at this point. If it comes back up, it should go up. Right, so I'm not going to go break even now. But I would have just got break even right there. We're risking such a small amount anyway, so it's not really the end of the world. But yeah, you have certain things that you kind of make. The thing is, a scalping is a split-second decision on what you want to do. You either get out very fast, and you're not interested, and you don't care if it comes up, or you wait for something a bit more exteriorly. Because for me now, if we come up to here, we come up to here right in 1 second. It's closed. Okay, so now this is. God's sake, man! I have no idea what's going on right now, at all. Absolutely zero idea. On what's happening here. As I was trying to say, let's just target at highness and be silly. This is good volume. No, you could try and get this a lot higher. A lot higher. We can try. It's a small position. Just because of the random volume, I would try and get this further. God knows what I was trying to say. I think I was saying this was going to create a higher, because this candle didn't get above here. So if anything, now if we come up to here and we close this, is there really a point of going break even when we could dig into this before going higher? Obviously, it would set a massive up candle anyway, so there's not really anything I could say about that. I think here I'd rather trowel than take profit, because it looks like it could be a move that goes really high off of that. Just based off of the 15-minute time frame as well. I think 75 here is fine. Actually, no, sorry, the order book's up here. So I'll go for fair value up. 148 if it gets there. With how fast I trowel, probably won't even allow it to get there. Hopefully I can, with these small sizes, I can try and train my brain into trailing a bit slower instead of so aggressively. What I will do here is this next candle opens and comes above his high. I think I'll just trowel here, because if we come back down, we're sweeping the high and going lower. Whereas I want to give this candle the benefit of the doubt to maybe test into this, but once we hit that high and go above it, I don't really want to see it come down like that. I don't really. I'd be fine with 31 now. That's fine for me, because we're currently hammer candle to go down. Not interested. Yeah, we could have taken profit there, but with that volume, I'd rather give this a benefit of doubt and miss out on an extra $15. Because I mean, look at this candle here. This candle being printed right now. Is that a good candle to go higher? Hammer candle sweeping this? Probably not. That's why I think if I get here, I'll trail here, because you're failing the hammer to go lower. So that's a great trail to here. Or potentially even to the low of this candle. Like an extra 2-3 ticks. But right now I'll just keep it there. Sorry, I need that my screen. I'd like to know if we start to get a lot above the midpoint, that's when, in my opinion, you're failing a hammer. Whereas right now, you're clearly not. This will just, why not get one more tick out of that? Just gets out anyway, wouldn't it, really? You could wait for it to test into this, and you could have been trailed all the way down to here. That would have been fine. Maybe that would have been the better play, but we're about to see, but I think that was fine. After that sort of volume, that sort of volume, I'd rather not stick around, and then we're failing the high. And just like that, back down to, basically back down to entry almost. If anything, there could have just been another short there with the hammer failing high again, you know. Where's your next range? So high up, so compensate a bit above. You could have done something like that. The hammer's here, and you're sweeping. You should come to the low. Could go break even at the order block. And do something like that, and then anything below that, or target the order block. You know, a lot of times targeting the order block's gonna be better off, but when you're sweeping, I think it's fine to just trail slow, wait, because what we could do here is we could stay break even. We could wait for this candle to close. It might create tap into this fair value gap and go down to the low, and we could just have a take profit at the low. Or we just simply go, okay, we're scalping, so we'll get out of here, which is fine, because that's realistically, this is a point it can flip out. Anyway, this comes back into the realms of another scalp for a long, and if we're failing to go down, but we're failing to go up twice, but we're creating higher highs. So if anything, it looks better to go up and down. So you could do something like this. It shouldn't get any higher. It shouldn't go back up to here. We could take a long if it comes back up. We could just target here and a bit higher. We got 30 something out of that last trade, so we're not really risking anything. Low, higher, low, higher, higher, higher. It's a good setup to try and go higher. There's no point having you stop loss any lower than here, really. How did that get me in higher? It doesn't make any sense. You just play that. You got a really good hammer here, and you just set a take profit up here. Small trade. I'm fine with this. It was a lower quality setup in my opinion anyway. Obviously. With the sweep and whatever, but I was completely fine with trying it. Like it's 1 mini anyway, so I'm not really gonna be sitting there caring too much about a small loss there. And we just move on to, if this goes down here, we sweep this, we close here. Well, we have trades into here to short down. That's fine. That'll be another thing to look at. I can't see this going up here right now after failing this hammer. Still can. Absolutely. I can go break even at this order block here. If it gets there, or the gap's too early, really, because at that point you trade into here and you break even, you've given it nothing. You've given it absolutely nothing. Not really a fan of that got us in a bit higher there. Don't really ever see that happen. Doesn't really mean too much anyway. Might have lost $3 less. No, but who cares? Who cares? 15, you're sweeping, you're failing. Yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking about that. Now looking at it, I don't know what I was thinking about it long. I think I was just trying to get in a tray for the video, and it's such a small um, position. Don't do that. Do not do that. Okay. Close. Test up. There's your next trade. So realistically, I should have just waited for that and longed there up to here. Instead I longed here. Which was fine. Did we close this on the 15-second? Yeah, it was justifiable. If I had a bit of a bigger stop, I didn't. Okay. This well and truly looks like it's gonna dump down to here at least. Failing this range twice, sweeping it, double sweeping it. Clearly coming down to here. There's one more long available after coming down to this level. Much prefer if it just came up to here and you could look for a short. Yeah, we'll do that. Two things really. I think if we sweep this side, sweep or close. If we close or sweep, we can come up. That's just something to say. It doesn't matter what happens. If we close, we can still take a long up because it needs to come up to test into levels. Because if we close here, and then we're getting straight above this, not the freaking paintbrush. We're getting straight above that. And then your next level to hold off of is here. So that's the point. Okay, here it comes. I'd like to see this test into it. 2 minutes to get there. We've just gained that order block. This is where I thrive off of the scalps. Obviously that one was a absolute blinder of a scalp from there. God knows. Oh well. Okay. This is going to be good if this candle closes like that and the next one digs in, hammer candle up. That is a great entry. Or even if this candle closes here, this one sweeps, climbs up, getting off of that order block, you take it up to here. You try and take it up to there, knowing full well it's looking like it's going to go down. Five minutes about to close. We didn't test the low. I would have liked to see it. Oh, there we are. That's it. Okay, no bite for me right now. No bite. Are we gonna close it? We closed it. Cool. We're getting above that. Where was that 5 minute? Okay, the 5 minutes there. If we're getting above that, realistically, the next level is going to be up to here. We just closed that. If we're not holding here, we're going to come up to this range. This is where the scalp is in play. Absolutely. Come on. If we can get above this. We could wait for it to start holding above. If we're already trying to hold above the midpoint of this, then we could get in there. I don't mind this. Because if you're getting above this level here, well, yeah, we can come into the midpoint of this. That'll be 1R to there. If we're failing that, we're going up to the higher for 2.3R. We shouldn't get up here, in my opinion. So I'll leave my buy there. Another thing as well, we're clearly holding that 5 minute. So if we come up here, then are we actually holding that 5 minute anymore? In my opinion, no. Stop loss is only $24.5 anyway, so. It's no longer the order block. This is the order block now. If I get any lower than higher, I'd be getting into prematurely. This would still be below the levels. We get a sweep here. That would be good. Come up. I will remove this if we close here. Until that, I'm going to keep it. 2.7 up to the high. Risking $22 to get basically 60. Oh, it is 60. I didn't want it below. So 2.73. It's a lower order block. Never mind. Last second it decided it didn't want to be an order block. Okay, cool. So now if we come up, we shouldn't come up. So cool. Oh, that is good volume. Great volume. That even tempts me to get in here. We can still see this hold, that's the thing. So maybe we see this hold. I'm going to remove this now, it's just gone way too far down. Way too far down. We can take it up, we know it can hold off of the 5 minute order block there. We'll keep that as first target on the screen. These are the targets we have not tested into that order block yet. We've tested into gap, so that's something. If anything, we get back up to here, it shouldn't get this higher. There's something. If we can get up to the same position, it's going to be 4.28. That could be something we look at. Next thing, if this doesn't hold, we get a really nasty sweep here. Because that is the target anyway. I think close it. We can come up anyway. We'll do it 5 minutes to close it though now, because it's not closing it in this 6 seconds, is it? Unless it just booms. It's not gonna. Okay, there it is. There's the closure. Tested into the order block. Is that a good looking candle to get an off of? In my opinion, no. Here it comes, here it comes. that. That could be a buy right there. That hammer candle that closes orange. We might just have to get in it here. Sacrifice. This is a more of a high risk trade in my opinion. But just with how it looks, I would be fine with getting this, taking a loss. We're risking 26 here. We're creating a hammer off of the hammer. Bullish looking candle. Until the last second of it. So up to there would be 100 almost. I could have it just below the low here. No, you know what, I don't really care. That's fine. That candle did look really good. Maybe I should wait for it to close. Still could be good anyway. Could definitely still be good. I think if we come back up to here, it should go. Because at this point, there's no reason to come back up. That's why the hammer I thought was going to be good until it didn't close in a good hammer. I got in 2 seconds too early. Happens sometimes. So that's the thing with scalping. It's one of those ones where you're a second too early, a second too late can be a difference in missing a 5-hour trade. You know, that was good. Was looking promising. I think it was just a bit of a spit in the face before it runs to the stop loss there. You could actually just trail here, minimize the loss, which I'm gonna do. It's very justifiable for me. And that's got to sell there. Wait 2 seconds, that would have been a better trade. Sorry, that would have been an avoidable loss. Wait 2 seconds. I would still try this at the low. If we get a hammer candle again. So that would have taken us out either or, so I'm glad I tried a bit higher. Yeah, we'll just wait for the low now. I was willing to try it off of the orange candle, but yeah, it didn't end up closing how I wanted it to close. Come on, come down. That candle doesn't look good to go down. I hope it does. That would be textbook. Sweeping that to go higher. You notice my reaction off of losses though, like just forget about it, move on. not dwell on it and decide, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave it for the day, or took one loss. There's just no point turning up, is there? And now I'm trading with literally, from how much I've risk, I'm basically risking 0.01, 0.02, if that, of how much I normally risk. So obviously I'm not going to care, but this is just how I do it anyway. Take a loss and move on. You're not going to make any money if you don't do that. Come on, get down here. That could be why I'm trying more, because I'm risking less, but the reaction to a loss is not going to be a difference. Because I'd argue, what did we take here? A long? I think we took a long. I'd argue I wouldn't have taken a long now on an actual position, and at a good time where, I mean, I know it's failing. Why would I take it here? That was a bad trade anyway. I would admit that. Now this looks good. Just slap it straight here. Having a bullish look like that. We're sweeping here. Hammer candle up. Yeah, this is good for me. The 5-minute zone. Could go break even at this gap. Could be a bit premature. I think if we got in lower, like here, going break even at the gap would be alright. But we got to realise that we have a 20 range here we could hold off of if we close it higher. We're only risking $20 as well, you know. So that closed above that candle. That's normally a good sign. The next one will go up. It's not 100%. It's not absolute, but it's normally a good indication. Wonder if we close it high in NQ. Oh, brilliant. I'm looking. Oh no, it is there. There is a high. So we did close a high on NQ. I don't know if that's even the same high, but it's not. Well, we closed it anyway. So we test down to here. So we can't go break even right now. Give it a bit more. If it comes down and then goes up, and then we can go break even. Or if it just flies up, and then I'll go break even. You know, if this next candle opens and gets like here, break even's fine. Sometimes you just got to react off of how the candles look. It rockets up. I'm not going to sit here negative, am I? Yeah, we'll give it. We'll put just like a little marker here. If we get like here, and we don't test down, I'll go break even. Or I could just go break even and try and get the re-entry if it comes lower. Jesus Christ. Well, it's too late now, isn't it? But what is going on with trading at this time? Just as how Nasdaq is right now? Just random spikes? It's a bit odd. This is exactly where it should test into anyway, so I'm not just Completely fine with that coming down, even if it did look a bit sketch. Tested into that, I could argue that I could trail here. Lose 0.25 less. Risking $15 now instead of 20. Wow, what a difference. Now, is it justified to go break even at this point? No, because we can test down into here. I think I will though. I think I definitely will. Yeah, I'd most likely just go break even testing here. Because in theory, where are we? We're basically at the midpoint of this. Which if you was waiting for this to close, this would be the premium position that we're in. Not yet. Not yet. I would have been out of this and it would have went back up. We've not tested where I want it to test. Even if it goes down here, I could have got break even. That's not what I should have done. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Just bring it back. Bring it back and wait. Wait, 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 wait. Not too much follow through right now. I've realised I got my stop loss at the wrong position, but realistically, is it going to be any difference? No, so I'll just leave it there. If we come up now and test here, and then I'll try that. It's a new trial. $6 would be risking barely anything at that point. I'll hover it here. I'm not going to let go. To get there for a minute. Go to 5. What's the 5 saying? 5 still looks good to go up. Can't say anything negative about the 5 minute at all. We test here. I can travel here. Notice how I am slowly trailing to break even. I'm not just going break even. I'll go break even at that high, that we can go to the $6 one. I'll go break even once we get here. But until that, I want to give it the small benefit of doubt. This is basically a break even now at this point. As in how much I'm risking. I'd even argue you could just go here to 4. No risking literally nothing. 0.2R from how much I was risking. Let me just go on NASDAQ real quick if I actually have the time. Might not. This is not NASDAQ. Is this NASDAQ? What? Why does the 15-second look so bad? I'd go break even now. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. You're rejecting. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, I shouldn't have got break even now. Should have been at -4 still. We did close this on the 15 second. Even if this does still go down to here instead of going up, I should have just kept it there. Because we did close that 15 second range. That's fine, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, but I think we could miss out on a good trade here by doing that by accident. What is up with this 15 second on Nasdaq? I mean, we didn't close it anyway. Oh well, oh well, oh well. We close this, and then we can obviously still look at this anyway, so we can just get a re-entry. Okay, come on, get that. I'd still not be at break even. Yeah, I should have kept it there. It honestly doesn't matter. I don't know why I care. But I'm just saying this was the break even point. Damn, this is slow. Let me just refresh this. It opens a new day. 1250. Zero base. Not really anything there then. Jesus Christ, this is slow. Where was my -4? I think it was here, right? So I think we would just get -4 here, but that's besides the point. We uh, should have been able to keep that, let it try and go up again. This would be good now. We sweep that. This is kind of on set to go up to our point, break above it. If that's a hammer candle, I would be in a much smaller position here. As in, I'm risking $10 sweeping. What's the 5 minute saying? Okay, the 5 minute. The next candle can close, come all the way up here. That could be our entry. I like that. If that can just close like that. Shouldn't come any higher. Sweeping that, we should just go down. If it was going to go down. Literally risking $10. Jesus Christ, okay. Sure. It's just random ass freaking spikes. I don't even know what to say about that. Honestly, I have no idea what to say. But what's going on? Is it time to log off? Probably. I think it might be. For what reason? Okay, so we're finally at that point. Sure. Sure, just dump. Just for no reason at all. then company has probably sold their position or bought their position rather. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Cool. Just straight off of a loss, just look for the next trade. You know, that was it. I have no idea what's going on right now at all. Normally a candle like that, next one's just going to fly down, but I'm willing to try to get the bigger move. Could just risk compensate for that loss we just took. Plus fees. There we go. And if this goes up, it goes up. If this goes up now, I will trail here. Because in theory, we swept that higher. This is turns orange at all. Trail here. That's fine. Because we swept that range higher now. So it needs to just go now. It needs a push up or it's going to come down. Gets it there, I can trail here. I'll do that. That trade I took beforehand was completely valid. If there wasn't this, whatever the fuck this is, you can't predict this shit. Is how you get a lot of my losses are just companies selling their position. You can't predict that, unfortunately. Just gotta go with it. And also react off of it, right? Like, I mean, a good trader because I reacted off of it. We was at the point it can flip out. We had a nice hammer candle. It shouldn't get back above. If it's gonna hold the hammer, it got above. We got in great position. Order box here. Close a low, so we could actually just look at it here. $84. That's not bad. That pays for those small losses we took anyway. Puts us even more into profit anyway. We're actually only up $35. After this, it'll be 60. $60. If it's not holding this high, it's going to come all the way down. That's why I'm trailed here. It's either trail here or be break even. And I'm obviously not going to be break even. Because I can get a re-entry now if we close this high. I can get a re-entry back down. So I'd rather just stay here, try and get a bigger move. If I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. Reggie closed this high regardless with his black candle. So that's actually makes it even better if it still comes down. We get hammer and come back up here. I will trail here. If not, I'll just keep it. Looks like we're keeping it. I'd like to see this tested, and I can still trail a bit higher. These are the type of trails I need to be doing, not trailing too aggressively. Trailing underneath every candle would be out already anyway. We close this, the next range is here, so we shouldn't go any lower than here. That's why I would trail here once we test it. I'm actually fine with just trailing it here now, because if we're getting that close and we're not testing it, it's probably not gonna. So for me, that's justifiable. Get an extra profit here, and can still go for the re-entry. The thing is with the re-entry as well is I'm locking up basically $30 here. The re-entry, the stop loss is going to be around $17. So even if I lose here, I still walk away with more money than that loss, and taking a loss there from this win. It's a good thing about scalping. Could honestly just reverse your position as well. But I'm not really the biggest fan of shorting at lows, longing at highs. Push one tick higher. What a result, huh? One extra ticket in profit. What's the most we could have got here? 51? Yeah, I'm fine with 30. Try and get more. That's fine. Cool. Still go for the re-entry. Even if we don't test into here, we test into this gap, we get a good reaction, I'll take the re-entry. So we basically got that first target anyway, right? We've trailed here. How much did we miss out on? $6.5. Yeah. So that's fine. After that, that trade there, we're just waiting for it to come down to here. We're seeing if it's going to react off of here. It did not. So we just, this is the session low. I think I said that. I don't know if I said that. If I said that when I was paused. But we're waiting for that to be hit right now. They can come down, that would be great. it comes, here it comes. Just need to make sure that is actually the session low. Yeah, it's not even the session low. It's the daily low, so that's, I mean, that's fair anyway. It's a daily low. Session low was here. Is that why we had... Oh. Could be why we had such a good reaction back up there. Oh, almost missed this. Come on, get that daily low. Don't miss it and go up. It's normally a pretty textbook thing it does. No, just go down. It's the last thing I'm going to try here, so I do hope it comes down. I'm not willing to get in beforehand. Don't really ever have good experiences getting in beforehand, but well, doesn't that 5 minute look good? Oh, we just closed a 15-second range as well. It does make it a lot more justifiable here. If we test back up, it shouldn't really test back up, so no, I'm not even going to have it there. I'll have it there. This is fine. Yeah, we had a little range there, we closed, we're sweeping knees. Yeah, we didn't get into that, but then the 5 minute looks like it's setting up for a hammer to go higher. There's really no reason not to take this. We just tested into here, so I'd go break even. That's fine. Make sure I got my profit in. Wow, it's $99 to there now. It's crazy. 1 minute. It's pretty good. Where was that first point? Oh, it's here. Yeah, 112. Oh, look at that candle. Actually argue with that look. Definitely say I can get all the way up to there. Already at $45. Now we'll trowel to the low of that candle once we hit that higher. We hit that higher. 27, already locked. It's pretty good. Was that around how much we was risking? Almost. Could be a bit of an aggressive trowel. But coming off of that, I don't really want to leave it at 7 and we're failing this higher. And it can just come down to break even and all the way down. I'd rather lock something up here. We just immediate rebalance as well, so I'll lock 34. Now I think I'll just let this run, if it does. Or just get me out the moment I say that, by the looks of it. This looks great. I don't know what this resistance here is. I mean, I know this is the session low from yesterday. Is it? I don't think it is. No, it's not. I think that's the midpoint of, yeah, that was the midpoint of the 5 minutes. That's why I got in that trade. Okay, cool. We're just not closing this higher. 3 candles all failing at. Like, yeah, like, there's no way I wouldn't be trailed where I'm trailed right now. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Failing like 3 times? Yeah, no thanks. You close on the 15th second, I don't mind the re-entry, but I'm not going to sit there at break even. This is like, if it comes down now, it's the last thing I'll try. If it doesn't and it goes up, I'll leave it there. Test into the gap. So it could go up here. We could do this. Take profit here. But the issue is once it closes here, it can test down. So you'd have to go break even near enough immediately. If you're fine with that, which I am, if this closes good. If it doesn't, then I'll leave it. Closes orange. Gonna wait for it to close because I'm notoriously bad at waiting for it to close and it gets me out immediately because I've not given it the benefit of the doubt. Risking 23, 22.5. This is good. This is fine. Testing the gap. Close this on a lower time frame. $5 still hasn't tested into here. We could wait for that to get tested into instead. Higher one. How is... What? Okay, never mind. Ignore me. I don't think we're gonna, unless it's a hammer candle up, it's not gonna look at that anymore. I'll wait for the order block. Looking for a good reaction off of that. No. If I was going to tell that, I should have already been in. Just looking at the 15-second now, swept. Good reason to try and get in now. But I wouldn't want to try and get in now once this comes all the way down. Looks like that. It's kind of a... You was either in there or you wasn't in, and I wasn't in. That'd be a blessing in disguise. And it was a blessing in disguise because some random freaking candle came in again. Oh, Tokyo session just opened. That's not a random candle. That's Tokyo session just opening. We're into it now, so if we hammer candle up, that is the entry, and that's the Tokyo open. Essentially doing a 230 open candle, but I think with how justified it is and how much I'm. Okay, cool. I don't think it's gonna hold. Might be where I call it. Last thing I'm trying is the same level here. It's gonna be the low. Only if we test it. If we don't, I'm not gonna even attempt it. It's so close, you might as well just hit it. Just freaking hit it. There we go. Yesterday's low. Okay, so we either push up right now or that's it. Let me put my invisible line in. If we get here, I'm gonna just call it. I think I might just call it anyway, without this invisible line, because realistically, what are we looking at here? I mean, we're going down anyway, that's the thing. I just don't want to wait around for this. It's already 1 a.m. I need to eat still. It's 1 a.m. I'm waiting around for that. Two candles. Two candles. If we're not even close, I'll call it. We're holding off of nothing. Yeah. The only thing I can really justify is that. Look at the stop loss and what we've been doing to where it is there. That blows away near enough well, blows away all of the profits plus puts me in negatives on the day so far just on that one stop loss. This is like 230 stop losses now. Okay. Come down. This next candle is the last one for me. I hope my kiddom's gonna freaking call it now. It doesn't matter. Cool. I hope you get something out of this. Goodbye.